Welcome to my new Café con Dulce episode. Today, I will be drinking something, not coffee though. I need to film these in the morning so I can really be drinking my coffee, but if I drink coffee this late in the afternoon, I mean, it's only 3, but I try to just keep it to 2 cups of coffee. Yeah, I drink 2 cups every morning. It's like ritual. I will be sharing with you guys like where I get all my stuff. So if you want to know about the outfit details, also like the earrings, the top, and the black jeans, I will link it down in the description bar for you guys. I'm really excited about this because I asked you guys for topics just right now on Instagram, and I got some really great questions that I would love to have someone over, like one of my friends, maybe one of you guys in the future. I asked you guys on Twitter if you guys would love to come over to my house and we can film a episode for this series and just have an actual two-way conversation with you guys one-on-one. I think it would be really fun for everybody else out there to hear a different side of the story. So it's like right now my favorite colors are blue and yellow. As you can see, I'm rocking it. Yellow is my new favorite color. I just love this color right now. I'm obsessed with it. I don't know why, but the color yellow reminds me of my grandma who passed away a few years ago. And then yellow sunflowers remind me of Chanel. I don't know why, but Chanel was my Pomeranian and she passed away last year. So I love yellow. You can see I have like yellow flowers. Like yellow is the perfect color for me right now for spring. It just makes me feel so happy. And to give you guys a little house update, Jesse and I met up with an interior decorator today. We actually went to Sherwin-Williams. Pretty much they offer you an at-home consultation with a color expert to help you pick out the color for just any color palette that you want to pick out for a certain project, for your house. So we just did the outside of the house. We just renovated the outside. It had like gray stucco before, so we switched it to, we had all of that removed and we got siding, and we are going to paint it. I'm so excited to share that that whole renovation with you guys because I have before and after pictures, and the house is just like, I just wanted it to be like really happy and vibrant and inviting. So I ended up picking a really beautiful color for the front door. So I will reveal that in the future once that project is done. Hopefully by the summer, it's already completed. Okay, so I think this question is really interesting. It comes from Karina.A13. What is the real deal on motherhood? What was your expectation versus your experience? What would you do differently the second time around? And I think this is a really great question. So the real deal on motherhood, I think it's completely different to every mother out there. There's so much that we can learn from each other, but I think the best way to learn is just to do the thing yourself, and you're gonna find out. I feel that it comes pretty naturally, because I remember when I first got pregnant and a lot of people offer advice and they tell you what to do, what not to do from their point of view, from their own experience. So it's really nice to see a different point of view, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be your experience. I had a lot of women who shared that they had a really horrible birth, and I went into the situation thinking and just being so scared, because also when I was in school and they taught me about the human body and the reproductive system and how things work, they showed us really graphic videos to scare us about childbirth. So I had a really negative feeling when it came to the actual emotion. I thought that it was going to be very painful and I was just dreading that day, but I ended up having a really great birth. I wouldn't say that giving birth was very, very painful, but I know that it is painful for other women. You know, it just kind of varies in situations. So just keep those thoughts into your mind if you are expecting for the first time, and just know that you don't have to be scared, because everything that you need to be a great mom, like you have it within you. It just comes naturally. You know, you're never ready to really have a baby. Sometimes you are, you know, but sometimes if you're like, oh, I just want to wait till I'm ready, you're never going to be ready. But when it happens, you got this. And it just becomes like the best thing that ever happened to you. So I think it's a beautiful experience. Your childhood went by really fast, and kids grow up and they change every single day. They're like a new person. So I just want to make sure that I'm always with him. You know, I do have my time apart, but I just really love spending time with him. I really, really do. It's like my favorite thing to do in the world. Like, I don't want to do nothing else but spend time with Isaac. So the expectation and the reality it's completely different, and you got this. You're gonna be all right. If I could do something differently the second time around, I would tell myself to be more patient. And I, for the most part, try really hard to have patience. And Isaac is a really good boy. It's not like he's always testing me or pushing my buttons, and he never does, actually. And this is like my issue completely as a person, and I don't want to express that side of me to him. And it's sometimes when I'm not having the best day, just because it's one of those days and I'm just not having the best day, and you kind of sense it since the moment that you wake up. You're like, oh, this day just doesn't feel good, just because of the emotions. So something changes, and sometimes I'll be very serious and not my usual lovey-dovey self with him, and I realize, like, why am I like a zombie? Like, I'm completely toned out. I'm not in tune with my family. I am not in the present moments with him. I need to like snap out of it, and then I'll snap out, and I will tell him like later on, like, oh, I'm sorry if you noticed that I was, you know, very serious, or I wasn't myself. I just want you to know that I love you. So I do apologize when I am not expressing him the best feelings, because then this is so crazy, guys, but it's so true. The way that you feel as a parent and you project that to your child without even knowing it, it actually affects them. Like, they change. That's from personal experience. I notice that if I'm not having a good day, Isaac is not having a good day. So I have to be the best me, and my husband also. Like, we have to try to be the best us as a unit, so we can have all a great night, and so we're not easily annoyed or maybe a little upset over something dumb that's totally not, you know, worth that type of energy. So I would just say that, you know, try to just make sure that I'm always in that moment with him. And when I talk to him, I always talk to Isaac, and I tune in and I try to listen to what he's saying. This is so crazy, because back in the day, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she's like, yeah, you know, my parents and our aunts and uncles, and her generation is like from the 60s. So she's like, yeah, you know, like a lot of parents looked at kids back then in the 60s like, kids are dumb, they don't know anything. You know, oh, you want something? No, you don't want this. This is what you want. I tell you what you want. But now, like, and my mom has seen, like, she has seen the change, and she's like, man, I wish I would have done more to put you guys in sports. Like, now that I see how important it is, I wish that I would have done everything I could have to put you guys in sports. But to her, us not being in sports or extracurricular activities, it was normal. Just like a lot of things are normal for me. You don't realize till you get older, like, this was really important. But I also know that I am not a perfect parent, and I don't even think there is such thing as a perfect parent, so we shouldn't put so much pressure on ourselves. And when I'm giving advice, honestly, I'm giving that advice to myself, because just yesterday I was like, I'm such a bad mom, because yesterday was one of those days where I was not feeling like the best mom, because I was completely disconnected from my family. And yeah, so I did a little bit of reflecting, and I was just saying how sorry I was that I wasn't the best mom that I could have been that day, and different things. So I just wrote in my journal that night, and I wrote down all the positive things that I wanted to be and I wanted to do today. And that kind of set the tone for me having a good day, because I already went to bed thinking, I'm gonna have a good day tomorrow. I'm not gonna feel this way, because it doesn't feel good when you're not feeling the best, your best self. So I'll tell you guys something that I think has something to do with my own issues as an adult. So I had this aunt, and I remember when we were little, she pulled me into her room, and she told me that the shoes that I was wearing were ugly, dirty, and she would never buy those shoes for her daughters. I was like 8 or 7, and that really hurt my feelings because I felt like, what's wrong with my shoes? Like, these are my shoes. These are the only ones that I have. Like, why would you as an adult tell me that my shoes are ugly, dirty, and that you would never get your kid those shoes that I have on? I have never forgotten the way that you made me feel when I was a little girl. I don't forget that. I remember clearly the room, the way that she said it, the way that she looked at me like, you're no good, and the way that you look is just like, I feel like when I turn 30, people are gonna be like, how do you feel now that you're 30? Can I tell you how I feel? Now that I'm about to be 30 this summer, I feel like a woman. I, for the first time in my life, really feel like a grown woman. I always felt like I was still like this young, you know, the same teen, the same crazy little teen, or the same young adult, like the same early 20 type of adult that's just kind of like figuring life out, and you're just not fully matured, so you still might do some really annoying things that are cool, weird, but they're just like a part of you, but you're just like super, super silly, and I think we should always stick to that, because I still am silly, but there's also like a confidence that's growing, and I really feel for the first time in my life, like, I got this. I believe in you. You can do this, girl. You go out there and you do it. That's honestly how I've been feeling these past few weeks. It's like something happened. Something happened. And somehow I'm like, girl, you gotta face the world. It's that time now. So it's a different feeling. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys can relate to this. But yeah, it's going to rain. Yay! I was gonna say, no, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. I'm so happy about that. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I can't wait to see you guys on my next one. Thank you for all the requests, and I will see you guys in my next Café con Dulce.